All right, ladies and gentlemen, Fabs in the house, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I am in the house with the Shirogorov Sinkevich design Tetra. This is one of those videos where I messed up the audio, and my microphone keeps bugging me with some errors, so I need to dub the video that I already shot. But sometimes the knife is not with me. Sometimes I'm lazy to take it apart again, so I'm just gonna be dubbing this knife, which is gonna basically be like a commentary on about this video that I'm showing to you. So this is a Sinkevich bit, of course, as you can see, which is needed to tackle that pivot and that body screw. It's a custom bit. You can find this bit in two instances. One is this Cyber tool, which is a limited edition coming with a CCKS knife. There's two bits, one small, one big. In this case, we're just gonna need one bit. The other one you can find in the Sinkevich pen made by Shirogorov as well, and that's where you can find those custom bits to take out Sinkevich knives made in collaboration, for example, with Shirogorov right over here. So tackling the pivot, you can take out the carbon fiber scales, opening the blade, and you're gonna see that there's a couple screws underneath, and you're gonna need a different tool, not a Sinkevich bit. Those are, I believe, T8 or T10, I forgot. So yeah, there's a little bit of play. That's the Allen key, like an X bit. That's like a T, probably T8, is gonna work with less play, so without risking to marring these custom screws, which is gonna be pretty hard to replace since this is a knife from 2010. Very, very rare knife. There's 100 of these made in 4 different configurations. The blade steel is going to be different. In this case, you have S90V steel, which is going to be it was issued in 38 total made. So it's an extremely rare knife. You do not see that very often. It's a liner lock, carbon fiber, and as you can actually see, it's running on washers. Very unusual for a Shirogorov knife. This is number 8 of 100, as you can see from the engraving on the inside. So you see both the Shirogorov logo and the Sinkevich design logo on both scales. Here you can actually see me just cleaning the scales, removing a little bit of oil. This is the engraving with Sinkevich design in this stone-washed titanium scale, number 8, also on this side, matching the other side, so you know that both liners are matching. This is of course 8 out of 100. There is no actual internal skeletonization, just a little bit of milling where the pockets would have been, but since these are just liners and not actually full-size titanium scales, there's not going to be any lightning pockets, so to speak. That is a pin that is useful to retain the lanyard that you might want to install in this knife. Right over here you can see the bushing pivot and the washer, which are bronze washers. So very unusual configuration for a knife made by Shirogorov, because they tend to use multi-row ball bearings or single-row roller bearings, or sometimes in the full custom lineup, double-row roller bearings. In this case, you have a G10 backspacer, You have some pretty cool carbon fiber scales with some nice milling onto them with the wavy, beautifully done. Look at this macro shot showing off all the milling lines. Classic pattern, I would say, for a Sinkevich knife. And right over here you get you get to see me actually cleaning the washers, which have a small indentation, kind of like I would say Chris Reeve, with the Incosi adopted. There's an indentation in the Incosi where it just doesn't allow the washer to spin, and this is the same situation. So you have a little indentation. In this case, is about the stop pin, and it just works. So the washer is just like in the same position. Because of the surface tension, of course, I'm just removing the washer with some tweezer, probably because I was just lazy, didn't want to take out the pivot on the other side. I don't know. Sometimes I'm doing things that are not like fully logical, right? Ask my wife about it. But in this case, yeah, it was just like probably laziness. I didn't want to remove the pivot. And as you notice, I just leave the washers with the side that touches the blade up, so I'm just gonna reinstall them in the same position as they were intended. Detent ball checks. Yeah, I'm lazy, so I'm not removing the pocket clip, and I'm just doing the show side, so to speak. So now everything is pretty much clean. So what am I doing now? Oh, I'm just oiling a little bit with some 5-weight nano oil the pivot. So the bushing is there, but as you notice, I just forgot to put the washer before the pivot, the bushing pivot. So I'm oiling it nicely, right? And now I realize that can go in. Actually, no, it wasn't like actually, it was the right way to do it. So if you do it like that, you can have it perfectly centered right there. So maybe 1, 2, 3 little drops, 4 drops of nano oil on the washer, 1 on the bearing, on the ball, on the detent ball, sorry. The washer have been lined up to accommodate the stop pin, so they don't spin. Here, problem cleaning the blade off camera, showing you the polished part on the blade. Stop pin goes first. I'm just picking the right one, hopefully, because there's 2 which are, I would say, the same size if I remember correctly. Because guys, you have to realize that I'm shooting this video and then I'm not editing right away. I have some other stuff to do. So when I go in the edit mode and I realize that there's bad audio, like literally no audio in this case that I can reuse, it's just very frustrating. But since I love doing this for you guys, for your enjoyment, I'm going the extra mile and just dubbing this thing. So I'm recording actually right now in a hotel as I'm traveling. I'm recording this audio so I can edit this actual audio on the video that I recorded previously with the wrong audio, and then I can upload the video. So there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scene that you might not be aware of. So I wanted just to share that with you, just to attest how much I love doing this stuff. And I can guarantee you there's it's not for the money, because there's literally very, very little money into my YouTube channel. if you're interested, let me know. I can share with you how much YouTube pays for like all this work, which is really hard work. I love to do it, and your comment are what keeps me pretty much going on, because I know you love this stuff, and it's a very niche kind of thing, and I appreciate you guys. So thank you for following. Thanks for subscribing, for giving me the thumbs up, and for leaving me a nice comment and liking the video. So appreciate that, and that's why I'm here dubbing this video and closing up the spacer, like through these fasteners that are going through the G10 spacer. Right over here, you see I'm a dum-dum, and because I just left out the space, the washer. There you go, Fab, good job. So I'm here taking this apart again, and probably I must have felt like how gritty it was without a washer, so I noticed that the washer was left behind. Now opening up this thing, so the video is longer than it's supposed to be, but it's just fun, so I can share with you some impressions, some anecdotes about this beauty right over here. It's an unusual one, and the action that you're gonna see, probably me checking out in a second, it's phenomenal for like for a knife running on washers. Of course, the bushing pivot is helping with the smoothness, but this is something that you would compare, for example, to a Sebenza, like 31, to 21, 25. I mean, all the Sebenza bushing pivot are not like even remotely as smooth as this one. This is a flipper also, whereas Sebenza are just like thumb stud opening knives. This guy can flip pretty well, and also has a very, very smooth close. Unusual for a washer knife. There's like another knife that I say that was probably my smoothest knife on washers, and was the Cultratech Svarn 3. Insane action on washer, but those are custom washers with pockets for the lube. Very, very different than these flat, pretty simple washers going on over here. Anyways, I'm here just fastening the liner through these couple screws, and putting back the carbon fiber scale, grabbing the custom bit, and tackling the handle screw right over here. Pretty simple, I would say. Just, nothing too complex. There is no like double roller bearings, which are pretty pesky compared to this one. But this is just like to show you the internals of a knife that you probably wouldn't be able to check out otherwise. So I'm very proud to be showing you on Fablades this kind of stuff. I love Shirogorov, you know that. It's not a secret. And being able to track down these rarities and being able to show you guys the internals, for me, it's like it's something to be proud of, because not everybody is willing to spend this much money and time to show you what is going on under the hood. And in this case, you have one of 38 made in S90V out of 100 of the Tetra knives done by Sinkevich, designed by Sinkevich, and executed by Sergei Shirogorov. I mean, not Sergei Shirogorov, but the Shirogorov workshop. So here I'm pretty much checking for like stiffness of the pivot, blade play, and trying to just find the right tuning point for smooth action. Just pretty straightforward. You can adjust the tension of the pivot and see the blade is just slightly favor. I mean, it's centered, it's not rubbing anything, but it's probably like slightly favoring one side. Now just distributing the lube around the washers and throughout the detent ball track. And as you can see, this is a flipper-on washer, so look at that, it flips out and just drops. You gotta give it a little help, a little nudge, but still, push button and boom, slight switch and that is done. I mean, that is a pretty cool action for a washer pivot system, bushing pivot system knife. So there you have it. Look at that. I just showed you how smooth this fella is. So again, thanks for watching and stay tuned.